Hello guys, so I haven't actually made an actual book review in a couple months now, but last week I think I was watching Big Boy Review's book review on Rage by Stephen King, and I think a day after that I went and I bought the Bachman books, the whole hardcover book, and I started reading Rage and I finished it within a week. I know it was only 135 pages long, but I mean, I had a lot of things to do during the day. Um, I'm homeschooled, so I was finishing this year's schoolwork and getting things done for the next year's schoolwork. So I'm actually ahead. And from 6 to 9 o'clock every day this month of June, I've been playing basketball at my gym. So yeah, I just haven't had enough time to read, but here it is. The Bachman books by Stephen King, hardcover. I mean, this is like brand new. I got it for $6, and this thing has been out of print since the 70s, and I'll tell you why in a minute after I review the story. So, the story I read in this was the first one called Rage. This book contains Rage, The Long Walk, Roadwork, and The Running Man. I've only read Rage so far, but I know what the rest are about. The only bad thing about this book, really, is that it has tiny words. A tiny words and a lot of words per page, but it's only 131 pages, not 35. Sorry, 131 pages. Um, but Rage is basically about a school shooting. I know, kind of weird, right? Especially in the 70s, you wouldn't expect that to happen back then, but it didn't really happen. It's a fiction story, but um, it starts off with a kid named Charlie Decker. We're just gonna call him Charlie. Charlie is entering his algebra class, algebra 2. And he's in there, goofing off, being stupid. And his teacher tells him to go to the principal's office. So he goes over there, and him and the principal don't get along so well. So he starts telling off the principal. It's super funny. Um, like I said, it's Richard Bachman, but it's really Stephen King. And I mean, at first the writing is kind of unique. It doesn't look like Stephen King's, but the only way you know it's him is of a sense of humor. He's really funny. But overall, I think the writing was great, and all the characters in this book are awesome, in my opinion. But anyway, going on with the story. Charlie is telling off his principal. Principal tells him to go back to his classroom, but before that, he stops in his locker, opens the padlock and everything, moves his backpack aside, and there he has a gun. Puts it in his pocket, walks down the aisle, opens his classroom door. His teacher, Mrs. Underwood, asks him if he has his hall pass. He's like, "Yep." Boom. He shoots her once in the face, point blank, right there in front of everybody. Shoots her. She falls to the ground dead. Obviously, sits down in her chair, and basically, that's where the whole book takes off. And it's basically him with all the students in his class. He has them hostage. There's cops outside. There's people outside. Ambulances, fire department people, everything like that. Um, Very thrilling story. Very suspenseful. You don't know what happens in the next chapter. And okay, it was kind of weird when, a couple pages after he shoots his teacher, um, the kids are just like nothing happened. They're just talking to him and stuff like that. And if you watch Big Boy Review's episode, and not Big Boy Review's book review on Rage, he says this is the Breakfast Club with a gun. That's exactly what it is. Bunch of teenagers coming out clean, laying out their secrets out in the open to everybody to hear, for everybody to hear. And that's basically, it's more like it's this book is more of a, you know, going back, a lot of flashback sequences in the present time to when Charlie's with his best friend Joe. I think it was Joe. Coming of age. I do not recommend this book for kids. I mean, I'm still a kid. I'm turning 15 in 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm turning 15 in 2 weeks, so I'm a teenager, basically. I am a teenager, but kids, as in like 11 and 10-year-olds, shouldn't be reading this. Younger than that, because there is some sexual content, and they talk a lot about drugs and alcohol. Obviously, the cussing. But I look past that, since that's not the point of the story, you know? That's just teenager life. That's what we do. Just playing. But, Rage was an excellent book. Novella, actually. I really, really liked it. I recommend it. And I'm going to give Rage, right here. I'm gonna give Rage by Stephen King. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 stars out of 5. It wasn't my favorite, but it's certainly very, very, very good. Highly recommend that one if you haven't read it yet, since it's very short. The book I'm reading now, which you would be like, oh, finally, man. The Shining. I've been reading this for like 4 months, 5 months, not even kidding. I read 200 pages, put it down, read a couple books, picked it back up since, you know, I wanted to get it over with. And I have read 100 pages in a week, and that's not a lot. I'm in chapter 23, which is page 305. You know, almost halfway done. I'm not halfway done yet, but I have all this to go. Reading The Shining, and I'm also reading The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I am 160 pages in this one, but don't expect this review coming up for a couple of weeks. This one in the near future, give it 2 weeks, around there, 3 weeks. I'm not reading a lot, I'm sorry guys for those of you who watch my videos. But, yeah, Rage, 4.5 stars out of 5, great story. Good characters, good plot, overall just a good story. It'll keep you entertained. Thanks for watching it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.